Have you ever felt your feet go cold, even when you're sitting in a warm living room? Or noticed your legs getting tired and achy just walking to the mailbox? Do your fingers tingle when you wake up, or your ankles swell after a simple grocery run? What if I told you these little annoyances might be your body waving a red flag, not just signs of getting older? And here's a question we don't ask enough. What if you could do something about it? Something simple, safe, and effective, starting today? In this video, we're going to explore the hidden signs of poor circulation that many Americans over 65 ignore until it's too late, and why noticing them early can change everything. We'll walk through 8 crucial health clues your body might already be showing you, how they connect to your heart, brain, and overall strength, and what you can do to turn things around. So, grab a warm cup of tea, get comfortable, and let's uncover the small signs that could protect your health for years to come. 1. The quiet danger. Why cold feet and numbness are not just aging. Let me ask you something. Have you ever slipped into bed only to realize your feet feel like blocks of ice? Or maybe you've had moments where your hands just don't wake up in the morning, tingling, numb, or stiff, like they've been dipped in snow. If you've nodded your head, you're not alone. Many older adults experience these symptoms and assume it's just a natural part of aging. That's what happens after 65, right? They say. But here's the truth. It's not always just age. Sometimes it's your body trying to whisper that your blood isn't flowing the way it should. Blood circulation is your body's delivery system. It brings warm, oxygen-rich blood from your heart to your fingers, toes, and everything in between. When that flow slows down, whether from narrowed arteries, heart strain, or sluggish veins, your extremities pay the price first. That's why cold feet, tingling hands, and numb toes are often the earliest signs of poor circulation. They're not just annoying, they're your body's early warning system. Take Margaret, a 72-year-old grandmother from Kansas City. She always thought her chilly feet and numb hands were just old lady problems. She'd joke with her bridge group about needing wool socks in the middle of July. But when her doctor finally checked her circulation with a simple ankle brachial test, they discovered she had peripheral artery disease. With some early treatment, diet changes, and walking therapy, Margaret turned things around. Today, she's not only warmer, she's more energetic and steady on her feet than she's been in years. The lesson here is simple. Just because something is common after 65 doesn't mean it's normal. Cold limbs and numbness can mean your circulatory system isn't keeping up, and if you catch it early, you have the power to reverse it. So what can you do if your fingers or feet are always cold, even when it's 72 degrees Fahrenheit indoors? Don't ignore it. Talk to your doctor. Ask about circulation tests, especially if you also feel fatigue, leg pain, or see changes in your skin or nails. These small signs often show up before bigger problems like heart strain or nerve damage do. Now, let's take this a step further. If cold feet are one of the first signs your body gives you, what about the engine at the center of it all? Your heart? In the next section, we'll explore how even a slightly weakened heart can quietly cause your entire circulation system to slow down without you even realizing it. Let's dive into the heart's hidden role in poor circulation. The heart's whisper. How a weak pump affects your whole body. Have you ever felt winded after just a short walk to the mailbox or climbing a few stairs? Maybe your legs feel heavy, your chest feels tight, or you need to catch your breath after doing something simple like making the bed. These might not seem like heart problems at first glance, but what if I told you they could be signs that your body's central pump is starting to struggle? Your heart is the most important muscle in your body. It's about the size of your fist, yet it pumps over 2,000 gallons of blood each day. It's your internal engine, sending life-giving blood to every organ, muscle, and cell. But when the heart weakens, even just a little, your whole body begins to feel the slowdown. That's why a weak heart often shows up first as general fatigue, swollen feet, or shortness of breath long before any classic chest pain. Let's meet Harold, a 75-year-old retired mail carrier from North Carolina. Harold thought he was just slowing down with age. He started taking more naps, gave up his daily walks, and noticed his shoes felt tighter by evening. One afternoon, he nearly fainted after bending down to tie his sneakers. At the hospital, doctors diagnosed him with early-stage heart failure. His heart wasn't pumping strongly enough, which meant his blood wasn't reaching his legs or brain the way it should. With medication, light cardio, and a heart-healthy diet, Harold made a big comeback. Now he's back to gardening and walking a mile every morning with his golden retriever. The takeaway? Don't wait for a heart attack to think about your heart. A weak pump doesn't always shout. It whispers. And that whisper might sound like tired legs, breathlessness, or even brain fog. Medical experts call this condition congestive heart failure, but it doesn't mean your heart has stopped. It means it's having a harder time keeping up, especially under pressure. The result? Slower circulation, fluid buildup in the legs, and less oxygen reaching your muscles and brain. Over time, this can lead to major health issues, but only if it goes unnoticed. So if you've felt more drained lately, or your legs swell by dinner time, don't chalk it up to aging too quickly. Talk to your doctor. A few simple heart tests, like an echocardiogram or a blood pressure check, can catch early heart issues before they become serious. Next, we'll talk about what happens when your blood can't even get through the roads it travels on. Yes, even if your heart is strong, clogged or compressed blood vessels can bring everything to a standstill. Let's explore how these vascular roadblocks affect circulation and what you can do about them.
If you're still watching this video and finding these insights valuable, please comment number 2 below to let me know you're here. And if you haven't subscribed yet, I recommend you subscribe and turn on the bell so you don't miss any videos. Your support helps us continue creating good content to inform and inspire you. Now, let's move forward.
3. Vascular traffic jams. The real story behind leg pain. While walking. Imagine trying to drive across town during rush hour. Every lane is backed up, nothing moves, and you're stuck inching forward. That's exactly what happens inside your body when your blood vessels become narrowed or blocked. We call it peripheral artery disease, or PAD for short, and for many older adults it shows up in a surprising way: leg pain while walking. Here's how it works. Your blood vessels are like highways for your body, carrying oxygen-rich blood from your heart to your muscles. But over time, those vessels can become clogged with fatty deposits called plaque. When this happens in the arteries of your legs, your muscles don't get enough oxygen, especially when you move. That's why you might feel sharp, cramping pain in your calves, thighs, or hips after walking just a block or two. This condition is often mistaken for arthritis or just getting old, but the pain has a different pattern. It stops when you rest and comes back when you move. Let's take the story of Dolores, a 68-year-old retired teacher from Arizona. For years, she loved walking her dog around the neighborhood. But then, she started feeling a burning pain in her calves halfway through her usual route. She assumed it was her shoes or maybe arthritis, so she just shortened her walks. Months later, when a small sore on her foot wouldn't heal, her doctor discovered she had PAD. With the right treatment, better shoes, a walking plan, and cholesterol management, Dolores not only healed the sore, but got her energy back. The lesson here is simple. Pain in your legs during activity isn't just about muscles or joints. It could be about blood flow. If your muscles aren't getting the fuel they need, they'll cry out in pain. And if that pain stops when you rest, it's time to get checked for circulation issues. PAD affects more than 8 million Americans, especially those over 60, and it's more than just a walking problem. It's a warning sign that other arteries in your body, like those in your heart or brain, could also be at risk. Catching it early can prevent much more serious complications like stroke or even amputation. So, if you find yourself avoiding stairs, dreading long walks, or needing more breaks than usual, don't ignore it. Ask your doctor about a simple test called the ankle brachial index, ABI. It measures how well blood is flowing to your legs. Next, let's talk about what's in your blood itself. Because even if your vessels are clear, poor quality blood, too thick, too sticky, or lacking in nutrients, can clog up the system. Coming up, how blood sugar, iron, and cholesterol play a huge role in how strong, or sluggish, your circulation is. 4. Blood gone bad. How sugar, fat, and iron imbalance sabotage seniors' health. Have you ever thought about what's flowing through your veins right now? We often talk about blood pressure or heart health, but we don't spend nearly enough time talking about the quality of our blood, what it's made of, and how it's affecting our health every single day. The truth is, even if your heart is strong and your arteries are clear, bad blood can still slow you down. Let's break it down. Healthy blood should be like a well-balanced smoothie, rich in nutrients, oxygen, and just the right thickness to travel smoothly through your arteries. But when sugar, fat, or iron levels go out of balance, that smoothie becomes more like syrup or water, too thick, too sticky, or too weak to do its job. First, let's talk about sugar. High blood sugar, especially in folks with diabetes, damages the small blood vessels in your feet, hands, and eyes. This makes it harder for oxygen and nutrients to reach your tissues. That's why even a small cut on a diabetic foot can become a major wound. It simply doesn't get what it needs to heal. Then there's cholesterol and fat. Too much LDL, the bad cholesterol, leads to plaque buildup in your arteries, especially when combined with high triglycerides. Over time, this causes hardening and narrowing of blood vessels, another reason why circulation slows down. And here's the catch. You can have high cholesterol and feel perfectly fine until it's too late. Finally, we have iron. If your iron levels are too low, your body can't make enough hemoglobin, the protein in red blood cells that carries oxygen. This condition, called iron deficiency anemia, can make you feel tired, pale, cold, and dizzy. Think of it like trying to send packages, oxygen, across the country, but you've run out of delivery trucks, hemoglobin. Nothing arrives on time. Take James, a 70-year-old Navy veteran from Oregon. He kept feeling tired, had cold hands, and even lost interest in his daily walks. After some blood work, his doctor found out he had low iron and borderline diabetes. With a few changes, adding spinach, lean beef, and fortified cereals to his meals, cutting back on sweets, and taking a daily iron supplement, James got his energy back. He now walks a mile each day and jokes that he's back in shipshape. The lesson? What's in your blood is just as important as how it flows. Keeping your sugar, cholesterol, and iron in check is one of the best ways to support strong, steady circulation, especially as we age. Coming up next, we'll look at a silent problem that almost every senior faces but few talk about. Blood pressure swings. Whether it's too high or too low, unstable blood pressure can quietly damage your arteries and rob your organs of the oxygen they need. Let's unpack the pressure puzzle and see how it might be affecting you more than you realize.
If you're still watching this video and finding these insights valuable, please comment number 4 below to let me know you're here. And if you haven't subscribed yet, I recommend you subscribe and turn on the bell so you don't miss any videos. Your support helps us continue creating good content to inform and inspire you. Now, let's move forward.
5. Blood pressure swings, the dangerous roller coaster. You didn't sign up for ever feel dizzy when you stand up too fast. Or maybe you've been told your blood pressure is a little high, but not to worry. Here's the thing. Whether your pressure is too high, too low, or bounces between the two, those swings can be far more dangerous than most people realize, especially after age 65. Let's think of your arteries like garden hoses. When the pressure is just right, Water, or in this case blood, flows smoothly and evenly, but crank up the pressure too high and the hose can bulge or even crack. That's what happens with high blood pressure, also called the silent killer. It damages the delicate lining of your blood vessels, making them stiff and more prone to rupture. Over time, this can lead to strokes, heart attacks, and kidney damage, all without you ever feeling a thing. On the flip side, low blood pressure means the blood isn't being pushed strongly enough to reach your brain, legs, and other vital organs. That's why people with low pressure often feel dizzy, lightheaded, or weak, especially when getting up from bed or a chair. It also means your extremities, like hands and feet, may get colder and more sluggish, because blood is having trouble reaching them. Let's talk about Mary, a 77-year-old widow from Michigan. Mary had been taking medication for high blood pressure for years, but recently she started experiencing dizzy spells and even fainted once while shopping. Her doctor discovered that her medication dose was too high. Her pressure had dropped too low. By adjusting her treatment and adding more hydration, Mary regained her balance, literally and figuratively. Here's the lesson. Blood pressure isn't something to set and forget. It changes with age, activity, medications, and even the weather. And both high and low pressure can cause circulation to break down. That's why it's so important for seniors to monitor their pressure regularly at home, track any changes, and report symptoms like lightheadedness, fatigue, or swelling to their healthcare provider. A good target for most older adults is around 120/80 millimeters of mercury. But your doctor may adjust this depending on your health conditions. If you don't already have a home blood pressure cuff, now is the time to invest in one. They're affordable and Medicare often covers them. Next up, let's explore something even sneakier. How sitting too long, even in your favorite recliner, can quietly sabotage your circulation. We'll talk about why motion really is medicine and how just a few minutes of movement can keep your blood flowing freely and your legs feeling strong. Stay with me. It's simpler than you think. 6. Motion is medicine. How sitting all day can swell your legs and shrink your life. Let me ask you this. How many hours a day do you spend sitting? Between reading the paper, watching the news, and relaxing in your favorite recliner, it's easy for the hours to slip by. And while taking it easy might feel like a reward after decades of hard work, too much sitting can actually work against your health, especially when it comes to your circulation. When you sit for long stretches, especially without moving your legs much, your blood has a harder time traveling back to your heart. Gravity pulls it down, causing it to pool in your lower legs and ankles. This is called venous congestion, and it's one of the main reasons older adults experience swelling, heaviness, and that all-too-familiar tight shoe feeling by dinner time. Over time, this backup can increase your risk of blood clots, varicose veins, and even deep vein thrombosis, DVT. A serious condition where a clot forms in a deep leg vein and can travel to your lungs. Take Gene, a 74-year-old retired truck driver from Indiana. After retiring, Gene loved spending time in his recliner, watching baseball. But he started noticing that his legs were constantly swollen and his ankles felt tight. One evening, his left leg became warm and red. Turns out, he had a blood clot. After a hospital visit and some blood thinners, Gene recovered, but it was a wake-up call. Now he sets a timer every 30 minutes to get up, stretch, and walk around, even during commercial breaks. "A little movement saved my life," he often says. The lesson here? Your muscles are part of your circulation system. Every time you move, especially your legs, you're helping pump blood back to your heart. That's why light activities like standing up, stretching, and even doing seated leg lifts can make a big difference in your circulation. Here are a few easy ways to keep your blood flowing. Set a reminder to stand up and walk for a minute every 30 to 60 minutes. Do ankle rolls or toe taps while watching TV. Take short walks after each meal. Just 10 minutes can work wonders. If you're stuck sitting, elevate your feet slightly to reduce swelling. You don't need to run marathons. Just keep moving throughout the day. It's like oiling the hinges. Your joints feel better, your energy improves, and your blood keeps flowing. Coming up next, let's talk about the visible signs your body gives you when circulation starts to falter, from your skin and nails to the hair on your legs. These often overlooked clues can tell you a lot about what's happening beneath the surface. Let's take a closer look. 7. Danger signs. You can see nails, skin, and swelling. That speak volumes. Have you ever noticed that your toenails are getting more brittle, or your skin seems unusually dry, flaky, or pale? Maybe the hair on your legs is thinning, or your ankles swell up by the afternoon. These may seem like small things, but they're often big clues that your circulation isn't keeping up. Let's start with your skin, the body's largest organ and a real-time window into your blood flow. When circulation slows down, your skin doesn't get enough oxygen or nutrients. This can lead to dryness, cracking, or even discoloration. Some people notice shiny, tight-looking skin on their legs or feet. Others develop sores that take weeks to heal, especially if they have diabetes. In a healthy body, wounds should close quickly. But when blood can't deliver the right repair tools, even a small scrape can become infected or turn into a dangerous ulcer. Then there's your nails. Healthy nails are smooth and strong, but when circulation is weak, nails become thin, brittle, or develop vertical ridges. They may even turn pale, yellow, or grayish because they aren't getting enough oxygenated blood. This is especially noticeable in the toes, which are the farthest from your heart and often the first to show signs of trouble. And don't forget hair loss on your legs or feet. It may seem cosmetic, but it's often a sign that those hair follicles aren't getting enough blood. If your legs are becoming unusually smooth or patchy, it might be more than just age. It might be your arteries asking for help. Let's meet Clara, a 69-year-old book lover from Pennsylvania. Clara noticed her toenails were cracking more easily, and her lower legs had a scaly, dry look, even though she used lotion daily. Her daughter convinced her to see a doctor who discovered early-stage peripheral artery disease. Clara made a few changes, more walking, cutting back on fried foods, and wearing compression socks, and within weeks, her swelling went down and her legs felt lighter. The lesson? Your body is talking. You just need to listen. Don't dismiss nail changes, swelling, or dry skin as just getting older. They're warning signs that your circulation may be struggling. To check at home, try this. Gently press your thumb into your ankle for a few seconds, then release. If a pale indentation lingers longer than a few seconds, that's a sign of fluid retention. It may be time to call your doctor. Up next, we're going to explore what to do about all of this, how to get checked without fear or confusion. From painless tests to what they actually tell you, you'll be surprised how simple early detection can be, and how it could save your legs, your heart, and your independence. Let's walk through it together.
If you're still watching this video and finding these insights valuable, please comment number 7 below to let me know you're here. And if you haven't subscribed yet, I recommend you subscribe and turn on the bell so you don't miss any videos. Your support helps us continue creating good content to inform and inspire you. Now, let's move forward.
8. How to get checked without the fear, tests, costs, and what really happens. Let's be honest, just the word test can make your heart race a little. No one likes the idea of going to the doctor and hearing bad news, and for many older adults, the fear of what might be discovered keeps them from getting checked at all. But here's the good news. When it comes to circulation, most of the tests are quick, painless, and can give you a clear picture of your health before anything serious happens. Let's start with the ankle brachial index ABI test. This simple test compares the blood pressure in your ankle to the blood pressure in your arm. It helps detect peripheral artery disease, PAD, a major cause of leg pain and poor healing in older adults. Best of all, it only takes about 15 minutes. You lie down, a technician places blood pressure cuffs on your arms and ankles, and they use a small handheld device, like an ultrasound wand, to listen to your pulse. No needles, no fasting, and you can go home right after. Another helpful tool is the Doppler ultrasound. This uses sound waves to show how well blood is flowing through your arteries and veins. It's especially useful if you've had swelling, leg pain, or skin changes. The test feels just like a warm gel being rubbed on your skin. It's non-invasive and completely painless. Let me share the story of Frank, a 76-year-old retiree from Georgia. Frank had been putting off going to the doctor because he was worried about what he might hear. His daughter finally convinced him to get an ABI test during his Medicare wellness visit. It turned out he had mild PAD, but because they caught it early, he avoided surgery and managed everything with walking, medication, and diet. "If I had known how easy it was, I'd have done it years ago," Frank said. And speaking of Medicare, here's the part that surprises a lot of folks. Many of these tests are covered. Medicare typically covers ABI tests and vascular screenings if you have symptoms or risk factors like diabetes, smoking history, or leg pain. Always check with your provider, but the cost is often far less than people fear. The lesson here is simple. Don't let fear delay your care. These are not scary hospital procedures. They're simple checkups that can protect your independence, your mobility, and even your life. The sooner you find out, the easier it is to treat. Now that you understand how to detect poor circulation early, the next step is to discover how to improve it naturally. In our upcoming video, we'll explore the best foods, supplements, and everyday habits that can boost blood flow, warm your hands and feet, and bring back your energy. Make sure to subscribe so you don't miss it. And remember, your health is worth the time. You're not just living longer, you're living smarter. One of the most powerful lessons from this journey through circulation health is that your body always speaks, if you're willing to listen. For many older adults, it's easy to write off fatigue, leg pain, numbness, or swelling as just old age. But these are not signs of weakness. They're signs of wisdom. Your body is doing its best to warn you before something more serious happens. The real message is this: you are not powerless. By paying attention to small signals and acting early, whether it's going for a walk, eating better, or simply asking your doctor the right questions, you can protect your independence, your energy, and your peace of mind. Aging doesn't mean giving up on feeling good. It means learning how to care for yourself in smarter, gentler ways. You've earned that right. And perhaps most importantly, it's never too late to begin. Whether you're 65 or 85, a few thoughtful changes today can bring more comfort, clarity, and confidence to your life tomorrow. Your health is not behind you, it's still in your hands. Listen, act, and keep moving forward.
Thank you for joining us today. We would love to hear from you. Please leave a comment below and share one thing you learned today, how you plan to use it in your life. Your thoughts are important to us, so don't hesitate to share them. Reading your comments gives us great motivation and encouragement. If you enjoyed this video and found it helpful, please like, subscribe, and share. Your support helps us continue to create great content to inform and inspire you. Thank you for watching, and we look forward to seeing you in the next video.